is the Hegu point, which a lot of people might already know. So here you have the thumb and the index finger right along the hand below the index finger is the Hegu point, or the large intestine 4 point. So it's kind of between the wrist and the finger, and you're right on the bone. And if you press it, it might be sore. It's often sore. So it's really useful for helping your lung strength. So you can go in with your, get my angle here. You can go in with your thumb and massage that point. About a month ago or so, Kathy wasn't feeling very good and was coming down with something, who knows what. And these were really sore on her. And so I massaged these for a couple minutes each, and the chi started flowing. And that was one of the things I did working on her. So you can do that for yourself on both of them. So a lot of people are talking about that point for COVID-19. Do that anytime, sitting at the dinner table, walking to get the mail with your gloves on. And there's another point, large intestine 20, that's right next to the nostril, kind of below or in the crease actually. And that helps with your sinuses. So you massage it gently for a couple of minutes. If it's tender, that's a particular sign. These ones are not tender in me at all. This left one on my hand is a little tender. Maybe my lung needs a little extra something. Had to get all my lawn mowing in yesterday, my one sunny day where the grass isn't wet. So push to finish that. It's raining again. And then the third one is comma point. And it's stomach 36. And you can look these up online, these points. Stomach 36 is about 3 or 4 fingers below the bottom of the kneecap, just to the left of the bone. This is a tibia in the muscle there. So it's a general useful point for strengthening your physiology. You can do both at the same time. The name of this point, I learned a long time ago, means 3 miles more. So if you're walking and you're tired and you massage this point, you can walk 3 more miles. That's why it's called that. So these are a little bit sore on me, not a lot, but a little bit. So that's an indicator that massaging them will help move some energy. All right, next. And if anybody has any questions, oh, here it says you can press and hold your space bar and you can speak too. Does that work for somebody?
Testing, testing.
It worked. Thank you.
Still testing. Are you there?
I'm there. I hear you. Hear you, Max. I think that's Max. The lungs in Chinese medicine and the 5-element theory, 5-element practice are white. So it's really useful to work with your internal organs with feelingization, where you kinesthetically take in colors and feel it go into the organ and the cells of the organ or the structures of the organ. The lungs have 3 lobes on the right and 2 lobes on the left. meaning there's slight separations. They have the trachea coming down and separating into the bronchi, which brings the air down when you breathe, and they separate into a bunch of smaller different bronchi. They end up in smaller and smaller sizes, and they connect to the alveoli, where air meets with blood and oxygenates the blood. And so we want those alveoli and those ciliated, meaning the hairs on the cells, to be very healthy. So very simple meditation or practice you can do is you inhale through your nose to your lungs, white. So you see this like beautiful, shiny, bright, sparkly, healing white in front of you. You inhale, hold it there for just a minute, and then we're going to exhale anything that's not healthy, not pretty, not bright, out of the mouth. So we inhale the healing, the strengthening, the bright. Exhale the old, the sick, the pathogenic. And even though you're inhaling into your lungs, you're still using your diaphragm when you inhale to go down. Basic breathing. So inhaling white is tonifying, strengthening, filling. Exhaling the non-white, the dirty, the gray, the smoke, smog from the smoke from the fires the last few summers. Exhaling that out makes your lungs stronger. That's a purgation or a release. So you do that 10 or 20 times. Then you can do the second part. This is a little bit, not tricky, just a little bit more complex. You're going to inhale into your mouth the same white color. And your cheeks are going to get big like a squirrel. And then you're going to exhale and send that white into the lungs. So it looks like this. If you don't want to look funny, you don't have to do the big cheek thing. Like you're at a store or something, or, oh, no one see you, you have a mask on.
Can you explain that one more time?
So we have the white, sparkly, pure essence of the metal element in the Chinese 5-element theory. We use the nose to warm up and energize and spin the electrons of the air coming in as we bring in that color, which is our intent, our spirit. We fill the mouth with that white. When we exhale, we just close the cheeks together without opening the mouth, sending that white to fill the entire lungs or any place in the lungs, like the bronchi or the alveoli or even the pleura, which is a covering of the lung. Sometimes that gets stuck and there can be scar tissue between the lung and the pleura. Or the fluids. You can also send the white sparkly energy to the fluids of the lungs. The cells absorb it. What a virus does is it sneaks into a cell and then it tricks the cell into reproducing more of the virus instead of the cell reproducing its own DNA. So we want the cells to be smart and alive and alert, bright. And then to support the lungs and the breathing and all over energizing your body, we're going to breathe into the kidneys. And the classic color for kidneys is blue. You can pick a blue that you like, but it should be a bright, shiny, sparkly kind of blue, of some hue. More dark tends to be better. I like to think of like sunny, shiny Hawaiian water in the bay, Hanama Bay. Seems like about the right feel for me. So we do the same technique. You inhale to your kidneys, which are in your back, the blue energy. You leave the blue energy in the kidneys. You exhale out the mouth, tiredness, fatigue, washed out colors, grayness, smokiness, darkness, anything that you don't want there. So you inhale, bring in the energy, and it's kind of pushing out the old, tired, sick energy, if there is any. If you know how to kidney breathe, it works better even. So you slightly tense your belly, very slightly. And when you inhale, you expand your lower back, mid back. And you exhale, you release that. So you expand and release. Great thing to do. These are great things to do when you're driving, especially the kidney breathing. As long as you can do it safely and don't lose consciousness when you're driving. Good. It kind of counters the goal of health through Qigong practices. So then we take in the sparkly blue to our mouth. We send it down to the kidneys. So part of what Qigong teaches is how to work with sending energy and intents, and also to receive energy and intents and feel it moving through your body to different places. Sickness, a lot of it is we get out of balance with our energy. We have way too much in our heart and we're all dramatic, or way too much sadness in our lungs, or we just can't stop talking. There's just so much energy in our throat, or so much thinking going on, and da 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 da, and it just creates this energetic imbalance. And so learning how to gently redirect that flow to different parts of your body where it's stuck or blocked, and especially learning how to root it and ground it into the earth is part of our training. So it's called organ energy breathing, or organ color breathing. There's 5 of them. You can also do the spleen, the liver, and the heart. And you can also do those colors to other organs that are associated with those if you want to. But it seems like the most important ones, at least right now, are the lungs and the kidneys. So people who are getting really sick, their kidneys are failing as well as their lungs. And this also applies to any other disease situation, whether it comes from excessive partying, not enough sleep, being in the wind for too long, depression from just not moving, eating something that doesn't agree with you, another cold or flu or measles or whatever. So any strengthening of our immune system makes it less likely that those things will take a hold inside of us. And the more superficial they stay, quicker and more easily we can get them out of us so they don't go in and try to make a home like an Airbnb guest that's hearing, they're stuck in people's homes because they can't go anywhere. Any questions about organ color breathing for the lungs and the kidneys? So you can do that 2-3 times a day. Spend a few minutes doing it. You can do it on a walk. You can go on for a walk. You could do it in the car. You could do it falling asleep or waking up. Really simple to do. Doing all 5 of them is also a fine thing to do. Okay, are we ready to go to the main event?
Robert,
Yes.
with the kidney breathing, you talked about doing it through the nose, and then the second part was to do it through the inhale through the mouth. Was that?
No, but inhales are all through the nose. When the air goes into the nostrils, it hits the turbinates, which spins the air, creating more electromagnetic energy. It also warms going through the nostrils and into the throat. It warms the air, so it's or cools it, so it's really hot out. So it's a proper temperature when it gets to your lungs. Breathing in your mouth skips that, and also breathing in through your nose. There's there's white blood cells, and there's nasal fluid and things, and then there are tonsils that help break down pathogens. Breathing in and out of your mouth, being a mouth breather with the inhale, you don't have all those other good things. Breathing through the nose also stimulates the pineal gland, or the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus. So a lot of good stuff to do that. It also helps balance the brain because you have the 2 sides of your nostrils, so it balances your bilateral cortex. So your brain works better and your nervous system works better. Breathing out of your mouth is a great way to release something you don't want. Great way to release tension, stress, sickness, excess of anything. So I do that all the time. If I feel like I'm gathering something that's making me feel tired, feel funny, feel sick, breathe out my mouth. But breathing in and out of your nose strengthens your organs, strengthens your internal organs. So when you inhale and exhale with your mouth still closed, you're breathing out your mouth. But the energy that you inhale with your nose tends to stay in the organs. So in the Chinese medicine, martial arts, Qigong theory of health, more important than fitness with our muscles and our ligaments and stuff is fitness with our internal organs. If our internal organs are working well, it's more likely that the rest of us will be working well, because that's where things happen. Lots and lots of things happen in the internal organs. All right. We're going to do a 4-set movement that I call Qigong for preventing colds and flu, just because it's a nice long name. And it comes from the Hunyan Qigong system, which is, the basic set is 18 movements, I think. No, it's 12. It's 12 movements. And then there's a couple, about 2 or 3 extra movements that some people do. So we'll call it 15 movements. I found that if I feel like I'm coming down with something and I know I need to do something active to move that sickness out of me before it makes a home, I don't have a lot of capacity for some complex form or set or meditation. I need simple. I need something I could just pick up right now and do. So I've been teaching this for 3-4 years or so. I found it super effective for me, if I'm getting run down or something and I wake up the next morning and I just, boy, I'm just dragging today. And at some point it hits the brain. It's like, oh, wait a minute. This is not normal. I'm waking up, or normal. I shouldn't have had that cheese last night or whatever. I think I might be coming down with something, and I don't want to come down with something. That's right when you stop. As soon as you recognize you might be coming down with something that could put you in bed for a week or have a cold for a week or whatever. As soon as you recognize it, you do these movements. It takes about 10 minutes. Then you do them again an hour and a half or 2 hours or another hour. Try to do them 4 or 5 times over the day. Most of the time, you'll start to feel better by the afternoon, if not sooner. If you just start getting sick, then it's time to do a different strategy. Like, oh, I just need to be in bed, or something's coming up wrong fast. But most of the time you can clear it out because your body has the complete capability for natural healing. So, oh, and there are healing sounds too. We'll do these on another time, another session, which will probably be same time next Saturday. I think that makes sense. And possibly another time, like maybe a Tuesday night if people want that. I was thinking maybe Tuesday at 6. But the federal government's paying me $1,200 to do this, so I think get my money's worth. Give you my money's worth. So the 4 exercises move the chi through the meridians, especially opening the torso and the abdomen, and with a special focus on the lungs and the kidneys. The first one is for the triple burners, which are basically the chest, the upper abdomen, and the lower abdomen. And it's for clearing out and balancing the Chinese energetic idea of how we digest energy through air and food and elimination. Air, food, elimination, as well as liquids and also emotions and experiences. When you're feeling crummy, you will notice doing this, what I'm going to show you in a minute, feels crummy. It's hard to pay attention. You feel kind of icky the first time through, maybe the second, maybe the third time through. And then it's 2 o'clock and you do the 4th time. Nice and smooth. So you'll notice it. And the second exercise is a whole body movement exercise where you bend down and you follow the yin meridians of your body, the yin parts of your body up as you inhale, and then as you exhale, you follow the harder in the back parts of your body and back of the legs down. And so it balances yin and yang flow between heaven and earth through your body. So very useful. Also really opens the lungs, and I'll show you that. The third one is the most complicated one. We're rolling a ball through our torso. And we go both ways when we do that. We go one way, then we go the other way. So that balances the abdomen and the chest. And then the fourth one and the last one, for the basic set, is another vertical movement, but it's to the sides and then to the insides. And that's all. If you just do those, you can do other ones as well. There's a lot of other Qigong you could do. But if you just do those, you'll benefit and you'll feel things start to move.